What is your greatest fear? What do you see as your biggest limitations? Think about them for a moment. And now, let them go. Life is constantly coming at you, and it may hit you hard, but remember, it's about how quickly you are able to move forward. Don't get too comfortable. Dare to feel uncomfortable. Trust me. Whatever you think seems impossible is just an illusion. There are no limits out there, only plateaus and peaks where you should not remain. So be courageous, go beyond what you deem to be your limits, and aim much higher. All it takes is belief. Believe that nothing is beyond your reach. Believe that there are no boundaries to what you can do. Believe that this is your universe and you are its master. Open your mind, open your heart, open yourself to the beauty that is around you. Surround yourself with people who believe in you. Find the ones who help open doors of opportunity and keep them close. Because alone you will stand tall, but together you always stand strong. Introducing the Startup Bootcamp Media Class of 2019. Wedio. Filmtoro. YourTalk FM. Tim. Holographics. Gazoom. Viddioo. Rippla. byBr. Streamix. Promomii.
When I was first asked by Patrick de Zeeuw and Ruud Hendricks to join Startup Bootcamp as a managing director to one of their programs, my answer was no. And I had many reasons why I thought I shouldn't do this, because the timing wasn't just right, and we have the right cultural fit, and shouldn't I be purchasing other ideas or dreams? But all these ideas I had in mind were basically created to hide another reason deep within, and it was fear. Fear for exactly this moment right here. Because Because I had visited a number of, I think 2 other demo days, and then only imagining myself as the managing director and standing here in front of a big crowd just made me really afraid. And yes, for the crowd itself, but also for the fact that, for the question whether I would be able to live up to the expectations. The expectations of Ruud and Patrick, of course, but the expectations of the teams that will be there, the expectations of all my colleagues, the expectations of you, myself. But here we are. Huh? And I am extremely grateful that we are here, that I'm here, because I wouldn't have wanted to have missed 1 second of what I've been through in the last couple of months. Being part of this supercharged, power-playing, energy-giving machine that Startup Bootcamp is, and working together, closely together with so many motivated and dedicated people has been simply just a beautiful journey. And that journey began beginning of this year, after 2 months of preparation, pretty short time to prepare a program like this, at the scouting tour. And in the scouting tour, I had the privilege to travel to 11 cities in Europe, and even more privilege to meet face-to-face with 115 founders. And that was the moment that we had the first opportunity to look each other in the eyes and also the moment that I could explain to them that what the commitment of Startup Bootcamp would be. Thus being, we will organize a 3-month program in Amsterdam on our floor, where you, together with 10 or 9 or 10 other teams from all over Europe, will join us. And during that program, we will support you in finding a product market fit. We will help you doing introductions to potential customers and clients. Thank you, guys. And we will also help you to get ready to get funded. So after the scouting, from the scouting tour and also from all the hard work from our scouting team, but a lot happens digitally, of course, we had 400 applications for the program. And out of these 400 applications, we eventually picked 21 to come to final selection days. And this final selection days it's a sort of mini Startup Bootcamp on steroids. It's a 2-day high-energy event during which we, together with our partners and our mentors, selected 11 teams, and those are the teams that you will see here today, to join us in the program. And not long after, 5 weeks after, we had another big day, and that was the first day of the program, and that day is called Welcome Day. And in the morning we discuss some householding stuff about dishwashers and where your desks are, and then of course we go through the program. But then in the afternoon we had a very special session, I think, and that was together with a facilitator, Juriaan Rogaar. We sat together and did a lot of exercises, and in this 2.5 hours, because that was what it was, we managed together to really build trust within the group, and eventually also everybody committed himself to the entire cohort with what they would bring. And that was for me a very special moment, I think, for all of us. And it has also had this trust, and this collaborative spirit has really given us wings the months to come, and will also support us in the rest of our lives, I believe. I just, today I got, so I cry on stage sometimes, but today Frey, our stage coach, sent me a message, and she sent me a song, and it was, "It's my party," and I cry. Anyways, thank you for that. And then after this welcome day, I must say, we were all very relaxed and together with each other. And then, guys, hell break loose, right? Because the first 5 weeks of the program, we threw over 36 workshops and sessions on them. And they had to do with, business model design, customer discovery, experiment design. But then also legal basics for startups, legal negotiating was a great one. But we also do the pre-mediation with all the teams. So those first 5 weeks were extremely heavy and demanding. And it's great to say that everybody survived and stood their man. And more importantly, the dedication that we saw in the classes was really, really, really special. And I think it meant a lot to the facilitators, but it meant a lot to me. And you will profit from that. But then also we organize a lot of events, because that's also on top. The first event that we do is the Mentor Meet Startups. So that's, let's say, the second batch of mentors that we introduce to the teams. And that's also a high energy event with pitching and but then you're still a bit in the earlier stage. And then we had the investor sneak preview that we organized at RTL in the cinema room, which was really special. And what events do we have? Doesn't matter too much. Our client partner sneak preview that we organized in collaboration with Media Matters this year, which was for me a great success, especially the collaboration together, and that happened in the KRO building in Hilversum. These events, they all are sort of bringing us. They connect us and the teams to all the people around us and create interaction, and they also bring that, build it up to the day that it is today, that big day, that demo day. And of course, it's all about the startups, but there's a lot of other people involved. I'll introduce you to them later, but there's one group I'd like to emphasize here, and those are the mentors. because every Startup Bootcamp program has I see a cloud of mentors around it, and those are people that really that share their experience, their knowledge, and open up their networks for the teams. And in quite a few cases, they really make an impact, or maybe better, a pivotal difference. So thank you all the mentors, and all you in the room who is not a mentor. If you're interested for the next round, please come to me, or just let it know on the website, because we're always open to mentors. And I promise you it will be an extremely rewarding experience. Yeah, and then, Startup Bootcamp, accelerators, but why is it important what we do? Well, I thought of it, and I think it's important on 3 levels. Let's start small. Humanity. It is, mankind wants to progress. Mankind needs to progress. And to progress, you need to innovate. And one spoiler alert here, there are no startups in this room today that are going to save mankind. So, then you are already aware. However, their thinking and their way of operating will fuel, and we'll hear that also later in the discussion, but that fuels the innovation of humanity, I believe, we believe. So that's a very important reason that I think accelerators and the stuff that we do is having a big impact. But then secondly, also for people, just people in general, also you all, we want to connect. People want to connect. And collaboration is a great way to connect. And the pressure cooker that we are is just, it's only collaboration that we do. So we believe that we empower also people to collaborate, to interact, and to learn from each other, and to stimulate each other. And lastly, that was just for me. I think I'm here to help people develop themselves and get the most out of themselves. So for me personally, a place like this is just, couldn't be better. So, guys, I also have a few learnings from this. So I have a few learnings from this 3 months. I'll keep it short. But I think that the first thing that I've seen and learned is that perseverance is everything. If you want to succeed, you need to just go and go and go and really give everything that you have, because otherwise chances that you will are very small. It does happen though, but not in the place where we were. But then secondly, I think if you open up to other people and accept other people's help, you can really shift your boundaries, your limitations. And then thirdly, we have a system that they come into. And sometimes if you trust on other people's expertise and also dare to give yourself over to a proven system, you can also let go of fear, because everything will be all right. And that is exactly what happened in these past 3 months. Because these teams have really shown, really truly shown, how much power there is hidden in the collective. And because of that, they managed to go beyond their boundaries. They went beyond their limitations, and they went beyond their fear. And they took me on that journey along with them. So thank you guys for that. I am super proud, therefore, to today introduce to you, present to you, the Startup Bootcamp Media Accelerator class of 2019. I think we should give them a hand. Yeah. And before we go there, I think I will take you through the program. If we can, yeah, thanks. So, after my words, we'll have a quick talk, 10 minutes from Koen van Novak. He is our, no, I'll get back to that, but what he is. But Koen will shortly share our vision on disruptive forces, on why the media market is, what the media market is suddenly going through, and what disruptive forces are there from the, let's say, the Startup Bootcamp perspective. And then after that, we have a conversational stage between Patrick de Zeeuw and Giovanni Piccirilli from RTL. And they will talk about what startups, how startups can help corporates to innovate, and also what the importance of these corporates is for the startups on their path to growth. Then we will have our first 5 pitches. After that, we'll have a quick break, and that's a 15 minutes break. I'll repeat it later when the break comes, but it's a very short break we choose for that. And then we'll have a talk by Erik van der Hof, Erik. And he will tell us a very personal story. And I'll leave it with that. Looking forward to that, Erik. And then we'll have another 6 pitches, and then I'll close, and then we'll have a drink. This event is very much programmed to inspire you and also to connect. So please take that opportunity today to connect. I think I'll go to our... oh, I forget something. Welcome. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome here in the Bali, the house of our one of our partners, Veronica Ventures, and also a very special place because, especially in this room, there's a lot of discussions going on. And for us, this is really a place where media and democracy meet each other and strengthen each other. So it means a lot to be here. Welcome to. On behalf of the teams, on behalf of the Startup Bootcamp team, to our partners, welcome to our mentors, welcome to potential business partners, investors, to moms, dads, brothers, sisters. Looking forward to meeting all you. Once again, welcome, and we really hope you enjoy this day today. Thank you. So, our first speaker. We have been extremely lucky to have him as our lead facilitator in this program. He has this combination of years and years of hands-on experience in the process of innovation, but he also has a very clear view on the functioning of markets, large corporations, and startups. He has been really driving this crew through the process of finding a product market fit. He is our master of disruption. Come to the stage, Cohen.
Thanks, Bas. Now I will try not to cry myself. Guys, my name is Koen van Novak, and I'm here today to briefly explain to you basically why we're here today. What is the why behind what we are doing? And I start by saying that the media landscape's changing faster than ever. We are in the mid of a revolution in content production, content distribution, and content monetization. And it started around 25 years ago when the Daily Telegraph, among others, started working and exploring at the internet. Back then, there was no framework, no strategy plan around it. It was really about exploring and seeing what this new medium could provide to them. And they did it, among other players, because they had this hunch that something was in the horizon that would impact and disrupt their business. Now, looking back, from our perspective today, back then, we know what was that hunch. We went in the last 20 years from having around 900 million media consumers, qualified media consumers, to having today around 5 billion media consumers. That is huge, right? And what has enabled this were the startups of yesterday. The Googles and the Facebooks that at certain points sat, like we're sitting here, that created these horizontal platforms that suddenly accommodated basically the whole humankind there to produce content and consume content. And because they created these horizontal platforms, they enabled all of us to be there and produce, but also they gave birth to more verticalized businesses, less exploratory and with clear business models like Kobo, Netflix, Spotify. But also, they leverage on some changing consumer behaviors that all of us are put through. Nowadays, all of us, in average, spend 6 hours a day in front of mobile devices. 6 hours a day. Instead of the old morning newspaper, evening TV news, we spend 6 hours in front of a mobile today, doing what? Consuming media. And what does that mean when you put together this amount of new people that were elevated into media consumption times this amount of hours that we spend in front of mobile device? The fact that today, as we are speaking here and sitting here together, there's 37.5 billion hours of media consumption on a daily basis. So this is a revolution for all companies that want to work in media tech. And who has benefited the most out of it, sorry? Who has benefited the most out of it? The startups of yesterday that saw this coming far away. And there's some proof. Today, YouTube, Netflix, and Prime Video, all the startups of yesterday, they take together up to 30% of the global bandwidth of internet. And next to that, think with me, 37.5 billion hours of content daily consumed. It's a lot of advertising money as well, right? If you think about it. 90% of all digital ad spend also goes to those startups of yesterday that could see 20 years ahead. This is huge. And this is where we are today. This is the reality that we have today. And it would be interesting enough, it would be challenging enough for established media companies to face it on their own, but they don't face it on their own. They're squeezed also between big tech and what we call beyond media. Big tech, meaning all companies. Any company that is a brand that is perceived as a domain expert, can be sodas, can be beer, can be banks, are moving towards creating their own digital platform where they put content, and for the consumer that sees them as an authority on that field, bring users away from traditional media towards them. And the big tech, those startups turned corporations that 20 years ago foresaw what we are seeing today. Now they also see that these guys see the next 20 years. So they have established massive funds to be part of this exponential growth that is coming. And this has created basically a renaissance in the media industry. In the last 10 years, more than 189,000 media tech startups were founded. The best ones are here. Guys, love you. Really. And they are basically making the same that Google and Facebook did in the past. They are reshaping what the next 20 years will be like. And there are three major clusters, there are three major sub-segments within media tech that we are seeing investment going towards, and that we are seeing incredible amount of growth happening and adoption. The first one is production optimization. How are we going to make sure that the repetition in the production of content is going to be eliminated or disappeared or reduced? How are we going to make sure that freelance producers, independent producers, are going to be supported and supported in order to find better equipment faster and cheaper? And how are we going to make sure that all the data of what is consumed nowadays in terms of content is collected, produced, and analyzed in order to increase production excellence? Second one, specific content demands. 5 billion people, 5 billion new consumers. How that basically makes the traditional guidelines of content not so edgy anymore. So how are media companies going to tackle gamers, lifestyle seekers, youth, festival-driven youth? How to take these underserved customer segments and create something that leverages them and create alternative business models for them. And last but not least, demands for massive amount of content. With 5 billion people on Earth with a mobile device on their hands consuming media 6 hours a day, how are we going to make sure that we can take the same piece of content and maximize it to use it and reach more people and leverage them into new and disruptive business models? Those are all questions that you'll get some answers from these guys today. Because at the end, what we are looking at here is who will own the value chain. Chasing the users, getting all of these users in, delivering them something of extreme value, and maximizing growth opportunities in the meantime. Because that's what our industry is looking at the end of the day. Who will have the most data, the best data, in order to create the most effective advertising to sell the best products. And it starts in this room, producing content, delivering content in the media industry. And during the program, this is my last remarks, I had the chance to work with some of the most amazing entrepreneurs that I have met. And these guys found openings, and they understood, especially, where are the margins getting compressed in the media industry. And they were able to go out and look for their consumers. What's their pain? What's their problem? And with these insights in hand, they were able to create repeatable and highly scalable business models. They understand what are the next 20 years, like the startups of yesterday understood the years that ended up on us being here tonight. And we had the privilege, and I had the privilege and the honor of working with you guys and trying to explain this to you as well today. Thank you, guys. Think you need this?
Okay, well, that startups and corporates operate in a total different way. That is something that is crystal clear, I think, to all of us. But they need each other. And if they collaborate, magic can happen. So what would happen if we put on stage a startup mastodont and a seasoned media CTO? Please, guys, share with us your vision and experience. Giovanni Piccirilli and Patrick de Zeeuw.
This is going to be a long conversation if we're getting chairs, I guess. Huh?
That's comfy.
Or are we getting old? That could also be the case.
I guess too. Yeah, standing is going to be difficult.
Thanks, boss. Great opening. I now understand what you mean. Hey, Giovanni, CTO of RTL. Tell us a little bit what an Italian from a small village in the Amalfi Coast, is doing here in the Netherlands.
Well, I feel a bit forbidden. I would have never thought I would ever be a media CTO sitting in a room like this sometime in 2019. But anyway, here I am, very happy to be here. Now, I'm Italian in the face of it. I have a bit of a mixed background behind the scenes, but definitely I do come, at least part of me comes from the south of Italy. Small village, actually, as the media industry a bit feels like these days, and I'm discovering it. My background is mostly in telco and in consultancy. I've traveled a bit before settling into the Netherlands in 2003. Liberty Global background, and since 2.5 years, the CTO of RTL. Well, as a CTO, I'm actually, I'm an engineer. I love to say I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer by heart. That's how I'd like to classify it. I was an engineer. But I run technology in RTL, but I do run also a couple of key activities around innovation and mostly transformation. And I'm a bit the disruptor in the board.
Very good. We just discussed that briefly at the bar. Koen was already talking about disruption, and both Ruud and me come from the media industry a long time ago. And we've seen how this industry has been disrupted. And it's actually, I think, maybe after fintech, the most disruptive industry in the world. And in the last 10 years, we've been approached by, sometimes RTLs. We actually started talking to RTL in 2010 already about doing a media program. And we said, maybe it's too early. These guys still don't get it. They don't get what the disruption is that is actually coming. And if you look now at these numbers that we just saw, this industry is highly disruptive and changing fast. That we often wondered, because we were preaching in, I think it was 95, 96, from the Endemol side, we need to move into this thing that's called the internet. But with all due respect, Joop and John couldn't even touch a computer, let's say a mouse. I still remember those days. That's not that long ago. And I still feel sometimes that the traditional media industry is so far of what these companies are all doing. You know, what does that do for you as an engineer that sees that strategic thinking is super relevant for a company, RTL, or an industry that is highly being disrupted by platforms that will not leave soon? I think they will only be growing faster.
Yeah, it is a challenge. You know, I need to admit, I'm learning the media industries in the last 2.5 years. I've been seeing things from the other side, but being in it is a bit of a different thing. The industry has grown organically through initial disruption of being, or innovation rather, say, okay, we're the first commercial party on the Dutch landscape, and since then success has come, I wouldn't say easy, but relatively easily. And it was a lot about the creative minds sitting together and then thinking about the next format. Yep. Since the other part of the supply chain were pretty much fixed. You create content, you monetize, you distribute, and that was basically it. Now, when something else comes along and challenges that model, then you sit there, you stare a bit at the lights, and you see, okay, what am I going to do with this? Do I need to copy? Do I need to do something different? So what the magic within a broadcaster, which is still the #1 broadcaster in the Netherlands, is to hold on to its legacy and make sure that that doesn't die, because that has a major value, but combine it with what the new world brings along. And it's, in fact, two opposite worlds that come together. One is a pretty operational, day-to-day, success-based world, and the other one is more visionary, strategic, long-term planning, going beyond type of world. And getting these two things, I need to admit, you know, I'm the one that, you know, often pulls it together with Sven, our CEO, to make sure that these things happen. It's not an easy journey. There's a big momentum, even though the company is not massive, it's a few hundred people, but nevertheless, there's a big momentum, not only in the company, but in the ecosystem that runs in a certain way. And to break that momentum and combine these two worlds, not that easy. But I need to say, at least from what regards RTL and looking also at the partners we work with, there's a lot going on under the hood. We're very proud to have a platform, at least Viddioo from an SVOD perspective, that's the #1 Dutch SVOD platform. And very successful in that. And what we're doing is we're using the learnings and improving how we collaborate on that platform and seed those learnings in the rest of the organization to accelerate our transformation.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, we also see this disruption is happening. You're saying we're trying to organize ourselves, maybe organizing this separately from your core business, the day-to-day business that is driven by ratings, basically. If the ratings suck today, then you have a problem tomorrow. Or, next to this, you know, we're dealing with a market that is relatively small and highly competitive. And then a company like Disney said, let's take the Netherlands as our beachhead market for Disney+. What does that do with a company like RTL? And why do you think Disney uses the Netherlands, which is a small country, great for running experiments? Probably that's why they're coming, but...
Well, that's actually the fact. For me, you know, it was, at some point we said, Jesus, they're choosing this market first. But then it clicked pretty rapidly. I've been part of Liberty for many, many years. And in fact, the Dutch market was typically the first market where we roll out our first product. So I've been doing this for the last 10, 15 years. So the fact of using a small market on one side, on the other side, however, with a very large internet penetration, actually one of the largest in the world, above 90%. Thirdly, with the highest, or one of the highest maturity from a digital point of view, from a consumer base, that gives someone that wants to introduce a product at a large scale at some point. We've seen what happened in the last couple of days with some hiccups they had, but definitely the numbers are going to become very big. To use a Dutch market as the starting point to define a bit what the product is going to look like and to take away some edges that the product in initial thinking process would have had. So that, and it makes a lot of sense to use the Dutch market. It's not because of the size, but because of the value. And I think it's a privilege. You know, we don't feel the threat. I feel excited to have parties like Disney coming here and starting their journey in the Netherlands, and I think that makes the Netherlands and the media in the Netherlands a very exciting place to be.
That's maybe a good bridge to the startups. I mean, I always say, you know, Lounge in the Netherlands, first of all, it's a shitty small country. You know, if you fuck up here, nobody will know. Nobody will write about it, so experiment until you find product market fit. And that's basically what Disney is doing also, right? You know, they don't want to fuck up, but still, if they do, it's relatively compact. And it's got a very high penetration of internet and customer savvy. The savviness is high on digital demands. If we talk about the startups, why did RTL join this program? Do you already collaborate with startups? Do you see this as a part of your strategy, maybe to be inspired and look for collaborations, find maybe new business models? Maybe explain.
Well, it's a bit about how we also want to disrupt ourselves as a company. Clearly, as you mentioned, in a corporate, it is not our core business to run it as a startup. We have to run our day-to-day operation. But what we want to do is we want to have startups close to us, or at least parties that think different, that can find opportunities in the market, which we might not see, and are able to trial and test and experiment and spend their time in doing that. Clearly, we do that in our own scale, close to our products. But what you want to do is also have thinking out of the box. You want to have disruptive thinking, and one way we thought of doing this is investing in Startup Bootcamp, and making sure that on one side we gather ideas and help these startups mature and shape a bit their ideas to maybe direct them to solving a problem that we also see, but at the same time give them feedback and tell them what the real world looks like, and make sure that, you know, they don't live in a dream and they stay in that dream, so they get more grounded and they have a better impact. So I think it's a two-way street. It brings value to both, and we believe deeply in the collaboration, especially because of the acceleration that we want to have also in our transformation.
Yeah. And you brought also, I think, 10 mentors from RTL that you created engagement, or we helped creating engagement with the startups, right? So was there also a learning perspective, because some of these mentors from RTL might have worked with early stage companies before, others not? Is that a relevant topic to open up and to bring this further into the organization, not just you or Sven?
Well, yes, absolutely. Well, let's put it like this: there is no choice. The decision of the company is to transform. We are transforming. We are organically transforming. It's not only having a Viddioo sexy product out there that, you know, has an interesting content for Dutch market that makes us unique. In the coming months and coming couple of years, you're going to see a much major transformation also on the advertising side and the content operation side. It's going to become broader and broader. So our transformation is organic. It is happening. There's, from a leadership point of view, a belief that this is our strategy and this is our vision. And again, collaborating with a party like you guys is definitely a great vitamin for our transformation.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Patrick.
For the partnership.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Giovanni, here come.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks, Pep. All right, guys. Thank you very much, Giovanni and Patrick. Let's get to the centerpiece of this afternoon. Pitches. I have a request for all of you to maybe in the back of me, there will be a bit.ly that you can enter in the browser of your phone or tablet. Yeah, you can pick out your phone and tablet because and there will be it's only a few questions to answer. But it's very important for the startups to receive your feedback. And this is also a very efficient way to show them if you're interested to get in touch with them. And both are of extreme importance to the teams and maybe in the future also to you. So please take out your phone, go for it. And then, oh yeah, I have one tip, because I personally hate to do this. Because every time we don't have an app, because then you would be required to download an app. So we use the type form, and then in the beginning of the type form, it's asked enter your email address. So I would suggest the first time that you do that, you copy it, and then from there on you can paste it every time, and then it's pretty simple. Okay, that was a very operational tip. So I think we're ready for the next stage then. Are we, guys? So are we ready for some pitches? Yeah. No. Are we ready for some pitches? Yeah. All right. Well, the first team joined the cohort with 6 members, and they achieved all their program goals. and on top of that also implemented a truly experimental culture within their team. And their collaboration within that team and within the founders was inspiring up to a level that you could get jealous, because it's really a beautiful machine that you built together, guys. So, what's not working? Oh, the Facebook link? The link is not working. It will. I would still suggest we move on. The link will be fixed. If you have any feedback or you want to reach out to Wedio, please come to Daniel later at his booth and this whole team. There are the whole team, so they will be able to talk to all of you. So, let me hear it for Daniel Sant, founder and CEO of Wedio.
Thank you, Bas.
Good luck, man.
Stories. Stories have always been the most powerful human creation. Through stories, we can inspire and evoke emotions. But for the creators behind the visual stories, the professional filmmakers and photographers, getting access to the right equipment is a true pain. The gear is too expensive. It can easily cost over 20,000 euros to buy, and just half a year later, they will have to upgrade for a newer model. Another option is to rent gear, but renting from existing rental solutions is also too expensive for many upcoming creators. And if they choose to rent from other local filmmakers, there isn't any insurance to cover. That leaves us with so many great stories out there, which never reaches its full potential. My name is Daniel. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Wedio, and this is why we're here. We make it 40% cheaper, faster, and safe to rent professional film and photo equipment. We achieve this by running a digital marketplace where filmmakers and photographers safely can rent and rent out costly gear between each other. So think the Airbnb of professional film equipment. Today, we are the biggest camera sharing community in Denmark, and we help more than 1,300 creators to reach their full potential. In September, we closed our pre-seed of 280,000 euros with key investors. And for the past 2 months, the team have worked day and night to get our platform ready for scaling. I'm happy to announce that today, at DemoDay, we launch in London, Berlin, and Amsterdam. We go to market through a lean and local strategy, where we onboard regional partners to build and run their local video community. In that way, we at the main office can focus on our core competences, and by including local heroes, we can empower trust. And Wedio is all about trust. Therefore, we also knew that we had to find insurance in our new markets. But we also know that over 10% of all productions are shooting abroad of their local region. And for that, exceptional insurance conditions are crucial. I'm happy to share one more thing today. We have partnered up with the second largest insurance broker in the world, Aon, meaning from today, if you rent through Wedio, you can shoot everywhere in the world with insurance. Our business model is simple and scalable. We take a total commission of 14.4% of each transaction. And that's just the beginning of tapping into this extensive and growing market. A global market of over 83 billion euros. Furthermore, there are over 50 million creators in the world. The sharing economy is booming, and access instead of ownership is the future. In other words, the timing for video couldn't be better. During the next 6 months, we will prove our business in our new markets, and then we will expand the video community to cover rest of Europe. And for that, we're looking at our seed round, spring 2020, where we'll be raising 2.5 million euros. So if you want to be a part of the world's largest community for creators, please reach out to me or my co-founders, Morten and Kasper, after this session. I'm Daniel, we are Wedio, and together we can keep great stories alive.
All right. Our next speaker has been preparing himself for nearly 4 years in Czech before joining Startupbootcamp. And he shared with us great entrepreneurial skills and focus and dedication that was truly inspiring. But moreover, he showed us also how to build sustainable relationship with your mentors, with the partners and everybody basically who you surrounded you with. So please welcome to the stage Thomas Viscocil, founder of Filmtoro.
Hello there. My name is Thomas, and I'm a movie geek. And with my other friends, also movie geeks, sitting right there. Hello, guys. We built a few years ago Filmtoro with one simple thing, to solve the greatest problem of the 21st century. What the hell are we gonna watch tonight? I want to show you something. Recognize this? This is the Netflix homepage. Do you know that the average Netflix user needs 8 minutes? 8 minutes just to decide what to watch. I think that's nothing, because with my kids and with my wife, it's like 20 minutes. And that's just Netflix. Now, I want to play a game with you. Think of a number of how many movies or TV shows could you actually watch tonight in Netherlands, online, on TV, in cinema, anywhere. 1,000? 5,000? Can I hear 10,000? No? No, the right answer is 30,000 titles. This day in Netherlands. So a lot of content to watch. And that's why we built Filmtoro. Because with us, you don't need 8 minutes to decide, but only 8 seconds. And we will get you the perfect recommendation for a movie or TV show. How we did it? Well, some recommendation will tell you, you will like Harry Potter because everybody likes it. Other recommendation will tell you, well, if you like this, you will probably also like Harry Potter too. We combine these two things in a way it never been combined before, and we are also adding one more thing. We are asking people, why did you like Harry Potter? It was because of dragons, magic, Emma Watson. Tell us, and we will get you the perfect recommendation next time. And users are happy. Our user base is currently 400,000 users, unique users, coming to us every month for the recommendations. Okay, so that's how we solve what to watch for users. But there's another opportunity, which is different but connected to the first one, what to create. The production of movies doubled in the last 20 years, and now content providers are spending over $60 billion every year for the new content. But do they know what content to create? Do they feel they know, or do they really know? And that's where we come in. You can imagine Filmtoro as an iceberg, with the Titanic, of course. There's a recommendation for users, which is something you can actually see on the website. But beneath the surface, there is a whole new world of data, insights, revenue, ratings, everything that will actually help you to really know what users want to watch. Meet MPAA, Motion Picture Association of America. You will probably not know the name, but I can guarantee you this is the logo in every Hollywood movie you can see in the end titles, because it's covering all the big brands like Universal, Disney, Warner Brothers. And it is our client for over a year. We are providing them data and insights in Central Europe. But of course, just providing you the data or insights is enough. Everybody is collecting data, but nobody, really nobody, is asking the questions. And that's when we want to make the difference, to really know what people really want to watch. So far, we are in 3 countries, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Poland. And I'm also happy to announce that today, on this very day, we are launching the Dutch version for you. Hope, Holland, hope! Next year, we want to be in 4 more countries and providing recommendations for users and for the creators in the half of Europe. And for that, for the scaling, we are now raising 250,000 euros for the next year to help us scale, to help us build a better recommendation engine, and of course, to build a better data platform. To wrap it up, what is Filmtoro? So we are recommending users what to watch. We are recommending creators what to create. We are Filmtoro, we are Czech. So check out our website or check in with us later at the table sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. So, next one on, not the loudest team in the cohort, but as we say in Holland, still waters have deep grounds. Old waters, those are your words. But they're on an important mission. They're on a mission to bring back the conversation in our communication. Please welcome to the stage Ralf Kuling from YourTalk.
This is YourTalk FM.
What's your passion? My passion has always been radio. Since I was a child, and when I thought a little man is sitting in our big radio machine and he's just talking to me. But what's your passion? Maybe playing hockey, your newborn baby, or breakfast in bed on Sundays. Please think right now what's your really passion, your real passion. Not more than 5 seconds, because that's the beat of your heart. It tells you the truth. Please think right now. Please, 5 seconds. Okay, thank you. So I like to ask first one of the first rows. The man with the long hair here. What's your passion? What's your passion? Music. Music, of course. Everybody can understand that. Me too. I'm a big music fan. Maybe like you, hippie music. I don't know. So let's ask first row there, the man here. Yeah, you. What's your passion? Media. Media. Okay, media. Big passion. Big. And a lady, maybe a lady. You. What's your passion?
Ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah, a big passion. Okay, we heard about real passions, but if we look on radio and TV talk shows, what are the typical topics there? Brexit, climate disaster, important, sure. But we, YourTalk FM, believe that the people want more of these topics that are near to their real life, to their problems, their pains, and their passions. And the freedom of topics has just started. Just download the YourTalk FM app in the App Store, and then you can invite as a talk master to your personal passion radio talk show. Everybody, everybody can be a talk master, a talk guest, or just listen. And thousands of talks can run simultaneously on one app. We made talks with soccer fans, single moms, startups, and we made about 50 customer interviews and experiments with thousands of potential users. 66% of them prefer to talk about their favorite subject than to write about it, to post it. And the YourTalk FM offers in B2B different solutions, so we are currently not only in discussions with media companies, but also with Schiphol Airport to create an interactive company radio. Or another idea, to promote Schiphol Airport as the first international airport that connects the customers, the travelers, with radio on YourTalk FM. So let's talk about soccer. On November 2nd, in Berlin, our hometown, Hertha BSC Berlin and Union Berlin played against each other for the first time in history in Germany's first division, East against West. And we convinced Marco Rehmer, who played for both teams and who is a vice world champion 2002, to host the talk. And after the talk, without being asked, he promised, I will be back. What he really liked was this group discussion like in daily life, question, answer, emotional debate, and that with voices. And he's not alone. Voice is the fastest growing domain in media. Yeah, it's voice, not video. A $49 billion market. And podcast, the voice medium per se, is growing extremely fast. Radio was a revolution. The people could listen. And with podcasts, they could do their own radio show. And YourTalk FM takes the next step. Podcasters and listeners unite in one show. We follow a B2B strategy with professional talk masters as our customers. They can join YourTalk FM for free, like everybody, but also subscribe to Talkmaster Pro, Talkmaster Premium, and so get special features and advantages, like data from us, to achieve revenue. And in corporate collaborations, we are open for white label solutions. Together with our team in Berlin, we are ready to go step by step with a full product launch next year. And a little announcement for today, we have also here from Amsterdam, our public beta will be launched today. So, 50,000 seed investment that we are looking for. Of course, we would like to invite you to our table later. My partner Clemens, the co-founder and responsible for technology and finance, will also be there. And we can discuss any investment questions, but also talk about partnerships or pilot talks. Thank you.
YourTalk.
Thank you, Ralph. Somebody pointed out that I had to look at my phone. I had 124 WhatsApp messages in the past 8 minutes, but the bit.ly is now, do we have it? Yeah, you can use it, but then it should be DD behind it. So it will be changed after the break, but it's Media 19 DD, DemoDay. So if you would still take the opportunity to use the bit.ly, it would be very much appreciated for the feedback and also for the connections. Okay, well, as the single female founder in this cohort, we can talk about it later, by the way, and I'm happy, she definitely stood her man, as we say in Dutch, yeah. This team has transformed itself and its business over the course of 3 months, which is a major effort. And all that based on interviews with customers, because you've done a lot. So please welcome to the stage the CEO of Tim, or should I say Mavely, because that also has been changed, Liedewij Berkenkamp.
Oh, hi everyone. Thank you all for being here. So I know why I'm here, obviously, but I'm wondering how you all got here. And I don't mean in terms of transportation, but why are you here? Is it because your colleague invited you here to get inspired? Was it Bas who came up to me like, they're so disruptive? Or is it simply because you're obligated to be here because, well, you're my parents? And then I'd like you to think about the last time that you went to a restaurant. Why did you choose that specific restaurant? Did you get some recommendations? Did you read some reviews online, or did you bike past it? In the end, we're all following other people's experiences. And some people like to make content about that, and we call them storytellers. So my name is Liedewij, and I'm the CEO of Mavely. But Bas also introduced me as Tim, so you might be wondering what happened there. Well, in the past 3 years, my two co-founders and I, we helped 3,000 storytellers tell over 500 brand stories. And Tim provided a great core working model, but we also continued to ask big questions that Tim alone couldn't answer. So we decided to leave the old Tim behind and to move forward with a new and innovative approach, Mavely. So Mavely is a curated, high-quality network of storytellers. And I'm going to tell you today about the 3 main pillars that shape our identity: the new generation, brand safety, and distribution. So the new generation. We are all the new generation, because this isn't defined by age. No, it's defined by the way that we all consume content, because that has dramatically shifted. We're no longer obligated to watch our favorite TV shows on set times. We don't have to pick up a magazine to discover the latest fashion trends, and we're increasingly provided with commercial-free content. But as a brand, you still want to get your story across to your audience. So we help there by giving you a network of diverse storytellers, because they know the new generation. And we've given them all the tools, such as automatic invoicing and a centralized contracts and a CRM system, so that next to making great content, they can also work in a professional and high-quality way. But not only the efficiency of their workflows is important, but also the quality of the storyteller and their produced content. As a brand, you want to tell your story in an authentic way, and we have translated that into brand safety. And we do that by curating our network based on quality, and we help beginning storytellers by giving them an academy where we give them tips and tricks on how to improve their content and their businesses. And next to this, we also gather all possible data. So we can always ensure you that we match you with the right storytellers, making our platform truly data-driven. And the new generation, we are everywhere. Content is highly fragmented, which makes it very difficult for brands to reach everyone. So we help there by giving a simple and technical solution that makes it easy for brands and storytellers to take back control of that fragmented distribution. Because content is king, but distribution is your kingdom. So concluding, Mavely is a network of curated, high-quality storytellers that makes it easy for brands to tell their story in an authentic way. So we've told a lot of stories, and we're not done yet. We want to continue to do more. But we cannot do that alone. We're currently finalizing our roadmap. So if you're a brand and you would like to see what Mavely can do for you, then please come visit us at our table. And in this $25 billion industry, we're currently raising 150,000 euros. So if you're interested in investing, also please come talk to us. We are Mavely, and we are connecting the new generation. Thank you.
All right, last one before the break. The last time they pitched in an event, it was they came in beaming themselves into a room at RTL in the cinema room all the way from Australia, and they literally showed us how their product was working. So that was a great case. But fortunately, today you are here, guys. Give it a hand for Tom Verdenius and Floris Porro of Holographics.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Now, what the hell are live broadcast graphics? Well, here you see some examples of live graphics gone wrong. But today, we're going to tell you the story about live graphics done right. My name is Tom.
And I'm Floris, and we are the founders of Holographics. The internet has enabled everybody to pick up a camera and start streaming. Now, brands have discovered real market value in professionally produced live content. As a result of this, a new breed of broadcaster is popping up all over the world to fill the gap between the individual streamers and the national broadcasting companies.
These next-generation broadcasters have sparked an entirely new industry of affordable and professional hardware and software. But live graphics are being ignored. Existing solutions are consistently aimed at national broadcasters. They are way too difficult and too expensive for the next generation broadcaster. Nothing fit the bill of what we needed, so we built it ourselves.
Holographics is the easiest way to add graphics to live video. It is WordPress for live graphics. You select a theme, you add widgets, and you have graphics. It is super easy to use. Anyone can operate it. In fact, here's my 11-year-old sister at the controls. Now, Holographics is an application for Mac and PC. We have a full API, SDK, custom themes, and custom widgets. And what that all means is that Holographics is fit for use in any environment, from the individual streamers to the national broadcasters. We are also the only live graphics SaaS solution in our industry.
Now, who are these guys on stage? We are the ideal startup team with both technical skills and business skills. We are experienced managing growing teams because we have started a next generation broadcaster together. Now, we're not just an idea. We are using Holographics on the live stream of this very event. We have paying customers, and since we started SBC, we've grown our user base by 500%.
And what that means is Holographics is already in use in live productions all over the world every single day. Have a look.
There is a huge window of opportunity here to become the live graphics solutions for years to come. But we can only do that if we act quickly.
That is why we are now raising seed money. With your help, we think becoming market leader of this brand new market segment is totally within our reach. But our plans don't stop there.
No, we are talking about world domination.
We think there are many other market segments that could totally benefit from a better live graphics solution. Think video hardware, narrowcasting, cloud broadcast.
And we can even add additional revenue streams with a marketplace where users can sell their themes and widgets.
There's one more thing. Just to show you how incredibly flexible Holographics really is, and just because we could, our entire presentation today was generated live with Holographics. Now, if we've got your attention, please come and see us after the presentations.
Thank you.
Please use the bit.ly ending with DD. Oh, yeah, with DD to rate the pitch of these two flagrant gentlemen and to also show if you want to get in touch with them. It's time for a break now, to keep the afternoon as compact as possible and to have some extra time at the end with other drinks, we decided not to have coffee or tea now. So this is a 15-minute break only. Feel free to stay in the room. Please connect also with people you don't know. There's a restroom here around the corner and one in the back in the restaurant. And yeah, so we'll be back here in 50 minutes. Thank you. Founders often build their companies because they want to solve a problem, because they're frustrated, or maybe because they have a passion. They also start their own business very often because they want to be free, to make their own decisions, to go their own way. And only what will happen if you build a very successful company and then sell it? Every coin, as we say in Dutch again, has two sides. Or maybe we can say that in any language. But still, our next speaker has been successful in many stages of his life. A cat has 7 lives. Maybe Eric has even more. And he's been also successful in building his company and then selling it. And he has a story to share about that, about also the other side. It's a very personal story. Eric, it was a great pleasure also meeting you in the preparations to this, thanks to Frey. Thank you very much, Frey. And I hope we will meet again soon later. But please first tell us your story. Come on stage.
Hello, I'm Eric Vanderhoff. I sold my company 9 years ago. And on the 1st of January, after 24 years working in my own company, I can finally say to myself, hey, life is beginning, I thought. But leaving your company isn't as easy as that. And maybe I'm a little bit too nostalgic about it, and I'm a little bit older than you are, and you are at the beginning of your career. But let me take you to my life, the short version. My mother is Russian, my father is Dutch. I grew up in a very small village in the northern part of the Netherlands. We had no internet, we had no smartphones. The only thing we had was ourselves, so we had to be creative in doing the things we do in a village where there's nothing. So I was a puppet player, I was a magician, I even was a slow dance teacher, and that is really true. And at a certain point, an amazing thing happened. We started a band. Ta-da, there it is. Yeah. After high school, I wanted to go to the movie academy. It was my dream to be a big director, but I tried it 2 times. I wrote a letter, yes, you hear it well, a letter to the school, and they said, well, you're too young and you have not enough experience. So at a certain stage, I started to study graphics. This is one of the results, and I was still young, of course. But in the meantime, the band I was playing in was playing at school parties, and we did some gigs for other people. And at a certain point, I was very lucky that, and here, listen carefully, the father of the drummer of our band was the driver of a very popular Dutch girl band called the Dolly Dots. People know who the Dolly Dots are? Yeah. And every time he took a cassette with a new song and he put it in his cassette player. And one of the girls said, well, this is a nice band, and brought us in touch with a record company. And then my life started. The 3rd single became a #1 hit. Look, this is us. Chaka. And the guy with the exploding hair, that's me, and there are people laughing. But when you lived in the 80s, then of course you know that. Wow, hachi. So my hair wasn't as bad as that. Yeah, in 1984, 1985, and 1986, we were chosen most popular band of the Netherlands. And I hope the Dutch people still remember those magnificent times. So I quit school, of course. And I went touring with the band to not only the Netherlands, but to France, to Spain, to Italy, Belgium, East Germany, West Germany. And at that point, I really had a kind of dream. Because my mother is Russian, and I thought, what if one day we play with the band in Moscow? And Moscow is, of course, in Russia, but then was part of the Soviet Union. And there weren't that much bands that went there. But dreams can come true. And in 1986, we were playing in the country of my mother 2 times. But this was also the 80s. And then satellite and cable TV started. They all needed content, and I was playing in a band, and I wanted to be a director. So I started to direct our own video clips. And this was very handy, because I knew a lot of people in the business. And they asked me, can you do our clip, and can you do our clip? So I started beyond my limits. I was making music, and suddenly I was working on a passion of mine, and I learned directing by doing. And after 6 years playing in the band in the same venues again, year after year, we came back. We decided that we would quit the band. This is the Diamond Collection. I wanted to show you with our greatest hits. So it really was very strange, because I was one of the most popular singers in the Netherlands, and then certainly I stopped this career, and something. Is this not happening? I was afraid of falling in the black hole with a lot of drugs, drinking, and women. But no, I didn't. And when I look at these pictures, I don't understand why I didn't fall in the black hole, because it looks very, very well. No, I thought, well, I'm directing now, so I started to direct TV shows. And all the money I earned with music, I put into startups. It was the area there were no startup boot camps. I paid money to creative people, and we made creative content. And at a certain point, somebody at Dutch television saw this content, and he thought, well, this guy is creative, he's cheap, because I didn't know what the prices were those days. And they asked me to work for public television, the Dutch public broadcaster. Well, it was in those days where color television started to become very popular. And the thing was that my father was an entrepreneur. I come from a long line of entrepreneurs, so I didn't want to work for a boss. And it was very difficult, because they wanted to give you a contract, because if you give you a contract, you're cheaper. And I said, no, I want to work for myself. So I worked on a freelance basis, because I never will work for a boss. But I said to myself, Eric, when you're 55 years old, wherever you are and whatever you do, at this age you still can start something new. And I'm 56. So, this summer, this is another story. Sorry. At a certain point, I was working for the Dutch broadcaster, but because I wanted to become my own boss, I started a company together with a guy I met at the Dutch broadcaster, and we called it Blazowski. And some people, the Dutch people, maybe know it, but the Hofsky, that's me. So I'm part of this company. In the beginning, it was really hard working, and I think 8 days a week, 9 days a week, we were working our butts off. In the beginning, we were only making children's shows, because we had little children, and it was very inspirative to make things for your own children. And at a certain point, we did auditions for a presenter. And then one of the people of the Dutch broadcaster said, why don't you do it yourself? Because you've been on stage as a pop star. I said, I never thought of it. But I did, and it became a huge success. This is me in all kinds of different shows. Look a little bit younger then, but it was a long time ago. In the meantime, when I was doing this and we were having a successful company, it was growing. After 3 years, the first foreign companies knocked at our door. and they said, "Are you for sale? Can we buy your formats?" Because we didn't know that our formats had value then. But we were talking to them, and they threw figures over the table, and we said, it becomes interesting, but we're not big enough. Because what if we start growing, we buy another company, or we create more content, more formats? What will happen then? So we started growing, and as a kind of joke, we said to each other, what if Walt Disney or Warner Brothers start knocking at our door? What will we do? And we said, then we say yes. Yeah. So we had a kind of dream. And before I share what happened with you, I think some people already know it, I'm very proud to announce a short trailer of the things we produce.
Wat betaal je nou? 345.
Luchtruim vrij, lanceer!
Hier is Robbie Williams! And through it.
En die gaan dus voor het eerst nu hun kleindochter zien. Ja.
Ja.
Oké, maar niet ophangen, wacht even. Hallo?
100 proefpersonen die een week lang een lichaam ter beschikking stellen aan 2 wetenschappers.
Je hebt me wel gehoord. Nee. Je komt in een wereld terecht die je niet wil veranderen. Die al 100 jaar hetzelfde doet.
Ik denk dat ik dit niet goed verstaan heb. Och, jawel.
Ja, god, waar ben ik in beland, man?
West-Fries. Het moet toch niet aanhalen, zeg maar in Almelo.
Heeft u zelf een verklaring waarom u zo populair bent onder de leden van Motorclub Twente?
Dat weet ik allemaal niet. Yeah. Thank you. So, leaving a company who made shows like this, you understand it's very difficult. Because what happened exactly 10 years ago, there they were, the guys who brought us Batman, and of course, the whole Harry Potter cycle, and Bugs Bunny. They knocked at our door, and we said yes. Warner Brothers took over our company. And we made a timeline of 7 years. I had to be in there for 7 years. First, they paid 51% up front. Then after 5 years, they bought a second tranche, and after 7 years, they bought the rest. And I was working for Warner Brothers company. And that was 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago. And at a certain point this summer, I thought, Eric, do you remember what you said to yourself? If you're 55, it's the moment to start something new again. So I told my colleague that I was going to quit. And at the beginning, he was in shock. I was a little bit afraid to tell him because everything inside of the company was there. And he said, you're in a golden cage and everything is arranged. You don't need to hassle anymore. We did it so well. And I said, yeah, I really miss the hassle. I miss the experiments. I miss the failures. I miss starting things. I miss a startup. I really miss all these kind of things. So I made a big decision to quit my company and start something new. But what happens is that Hofsky is alone now. I was a part of Blazowski, and everybody knew who I was. I was the other guy from Blazowski. And leaving the company, only leaves Hofsky. And for me, it's a very difficult phase now, because I think I fall into a deep hole or something. And like I did when I was a musician, I thought, oh, you disappear into a black hole somewhere into history, nobody will know you. But then I picked it up by directing television shows. I hope that on this stage, because the first days I was full of anxiety and I really didn't know what to do. And I started, of course, I think you know this, immediately Googling, what can I do? I started a brewery, I started to do all kind of things. But then I realized at a certain point that this is the time for me, finally, after all these years of working, to do nothing. Just think about myself, and is there something hidden in me that I'm not aware of? Of course, I can make formats, I can make music, I can write songs. All those things I've already done, I can do it again. I can get a job, maybe at John de Mol, because he called me, it's true. But what do I really want? What's in there that I don't know of yet? So I decided, the 1st of January, to say goodbye, then take a few months off, maybe a year off, maybe 2 years off. And I think that there's something, and that's why you're so inspirational here today, there are things that we still can create, that we still can, that's still not there, that we can find, that we can build, that maybe one day I'll sit here and have my own startup. And I am one of the guys in the Startupbootcamp. And I have a short message, because I've never done things like this before, as you maybe noticed. But I have a short message that I want to give to you, and maybe I put it on a T-shirt because I think it's really very great. By becoming a nobody, you can become everything. And on the T-shirt, probably they will say, I am nobody and I can become everything. And if you see these T-shirts, I hope you think of me. Thank you very much.
Nou, graag gedaan. Thank you very much, Eric. Yeah, we go to the next round of startups. Thank you, Eric, for this personal story. It's okay to cry on stage. Yeah. All right, guys, we're on again. Our next team, well, maybe I don't know. Plenty of you probably don't play video games in the evenings or in the nights, but hundreds and hundreds of millions are. And if you would play a game, would you then share it on social media? So, supporting gamers to share their content on social media, to go social, and fueling also the cohort guys with your limitless energy over the past 3 months. Here is Lucas and Mark, our co-founding brothers of Gazoom.
Thank you. I'll take that. Let's do this. Let's do this. Are you guys ready? All right, Mark, come on. I got a ball. Come on, come on. Nice.
I'm going
pass.
Come on.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay, wait, I pass. Come on. Shoot. Come on. Shoot. Goal. Woo. Nice. Wait. Hold on. Did you record this?
No. Man, I was so excited. I just forgot. Did you?
No, man. I forgot as well.
Oh, man.
Oh, not again. Oh. Since we started this pitch, more than 23 million minutes have been played. Only 7 out of these minutes are shared on current social media. Billions of minutes are lost every single day.
We have identified
two problems gamers are currently facing. First, capturing. Gamers are struggling to capture the highlights because they're too excited when they're playing the game. Second, sharing. Gamers are currently not sharing the gaming highlights on current social media because they believe it does not belong there. So how do you solve this? Gazoom combines an intelligent recording tool with a dedicated platform for gamers, so gamers can focus on what is important, having fun with their friends. Our intelligent recording tool syncs all the clips to the mobile phone, so gamers have access to all the game highlights anywhere, anytime. Since we launched, we helped over 20,000 gamers to share their gaming highlights. Just this week alone, more than 1,700 gamers have been using our application. Each single one of them spent more than 2 minutes and 40 seconds in our application. So Mark, how big is the market? Oh boy, it's a big one. There's more than 2.5 billion gamers out there, 700 million out of which are currently playing esports titles. 50 million gamers are already recording their gaming highlights, which is also our initial target market. So how are we getting to the market, Lucas? We're happy to announce our strategic partnership with Overwolf, granting us the following 3 things: access to their proprietary recording technology, access to their infrastructure for advertisement, and last but not least, access to more than 5.5 million active gamers. But Mark, tell us a little bit more how we're going to make money actually. We are creating new opportunities for game publishers and advertisers. Game publishers are currently selling the digital assets such as skins and loot boxes to gamers when they're playing the game. Yet, they miss out on the opportunity when gamers are not playing the game, but are on their phone. That is why we are introducing mobile monetization, which enables game publishers to sell their digital assets to gamers when they're on the game, on their phone. To the advertisers out there who seek the attention of gamers, we are going to sell you targeted ad space so that you will always reach your target audience. We have already assembled our core team, which takes care of the business as well as the tech side. Further, we've assembled our all-star mentor team, which is going to support us in reaching our new milestones. So what is next on the horizon? In the next few months, we'll focus on improving our platform so all our users start telling our friends, or their friends, of course, as well. Additionally, we'll focus on monetization with our strategic partner, Overwolf. And last but not least, we'll get another strategic partner to solidify our stand in this market. And that is why we are raising 500,000 euros. Are you intrigued? Come talk to us after the pitch. Thank you.
Yes, please rate the startup on your mobile phone or on your tablet using the following bit.ly/media19dd. Where'd I go? All right, our next founder, he pretty much fought himself back into the program after false start, excuse me. And then also pivoted this company based on vast customer research and also deep knowledge of the market. And you enable any business to be visible in this content-drenched world. Please give me a big hand for Kjeld van Kippersluis of Viddioo.
Where do you go when you need a video? This may sound like a simple question, but for most businesses, the answer is not that simple. Today, every company is a media company. And to keep customers engaged, they'll need video content every month, every week, or even every day. So, you can go to a video agency or hire a freelancer, but what about the cost? what about the long turnaround times? You can use professional editing tools in-house, but do you have the skills and do you have the time available? You can go to online marketplaces, but what about the quality and what about the communication? Or you could use video tools online, but do you have the designer skills yourself? And do they have branding options available? High quality on-brand video content is still very expensive and time-consuming to create. So this problem needed to be solved, and we have got the solution.
This is Viddioo, the complete video branding suite for your business that allows you to make high-quality video content in a matter of minutes. Simply select the material you need. In our easy-to-use drag-and-drop editor, we have an extended library of video, motion graphics, and animation at your disposal. Or just upload your own video content. Add text, logo, overlays, music, and voiceover, and download or publish directly to your social channels. For brands, we have more, because we know how important branding is. The Viddioo Brand Suite provides you with tailor-made video assets. How that works? Get high-quality video assets completely aligned with your branding guidelines, made by our certified expert video makers, and use them in the easiest video editor around. Now, anyone in your company can create beautiful videos forever, always on brand.
So, thanks. So, this is what we can do for you. And not only for you, the video market has exploded in recent years and continues to grow with 25% year over year. And with our platform, our scalable platform, we are able to tap into that market and empower millions of businesses around the globe. Viddioo is fast and easy. Anyone could create high-quality video content in a matter of minutes. Viddioo is affordable. With our software as a service, we have a freemium subscription model. You can use, or you can create as much as videos as you like for a fixed monthly fee. And that allows our users to grow with Viddioo and allows us to grow with them. Viddioo is always on brand. We deliver high quality on-brand video assets. And we do this by connecting the users directly to expert motion graphic designers. So they have all their assets all in one place on one platform. To build this, we have a strong team. We have a developer called Rolf. He has more than 10 years of experience. Manus, our marketing guy, growth hacker, and that is me. I've run a business for 7 years in video, a video agency in 7 years. This is our roadmap to our launch in Q2 in 2020. And to achieve these milestones, we are looking for partners that want to grow with us. Also, we're looking for marketers that want to try out and test our platform for free. If you're interested in becoming part of our journey, then please do contact us afterwards, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Imagine yourself joining a live concert with maybe 300,000 others, singing along, dancing along, partying along in venues all over the world. Well, our next team is going to tell you how they see the future of live music entertainment. A super creative team, whether it's for being musicians, whether it's for business ideas, venue design, and business in general. Please welcome to the stage their frontman, Daniel Morrow from Rippla.
So that's a lot of cities missing out. More specifically, it's a lot of bands missing out, and it's a lot of venues that are missing some fantastic content. Welcome to Rippla. We broadcast live and exclusive entertainment to your local venues so that fans can interact with their favourite acts on a local level, and so that venues receive a brand new revenue stream. We've already proven this with several big name acts, including Mumford & Sons, where we helped Island Records put on shows in 24 cities around the globe. We sold out all these shows and oversubscribed in London by over 1,000%. Rippla has an exclusive global venue network. We work with typical traditional venues such as cinemas, bars, clubs, and music venues, right through to exclusive entertainment event companies. We have already identified nearly 400,000 tech-ready venues. That is to say they have high-definition projection, high-quality audio, and a robust internet infrastructure. Of these, we have over 5,000 that we are well on the way to partner with. Thank you. I can just shout, right? We have a very simple business model. We are... Where was I? Yes, we have 5,000 venues on the one hand in our business model. There I am. Shall I start again? Hello. No. Thank you. I won't recap. I think you got the gist. Okay, so our business model is very simple. 5,000 venues. We have a £10 ticket price, and of that we take a 40% split. So that's an annual revenue by year 3 of £150 million. We have 3 co-founders, Ricky, Wayne, and myself, and we have 20 years' experience in the music business, in tech, in live performance, and in event management. So we've worked with some of the top names in the music industry, including Island Records, Universal, Warner Brothers, and Sony, and have a fantastic connection within the industry. So over the last 3 months here in the Netherlands, we've built up our venue network connection, and we've been working with some content providers in entertainment, which has been fantastic. But we're also, and I'm very, very excited to announce this today, working in advanced talks, in fact, with the Eurovision Song Contest. We're working towards hosting venues around the country in the Netherlands to do official watching parties, which is very exciting. And finally, we are looking for funding. As we are closing our pre-seed round in the next few weeks, we're looking to raise 150,000. So please come and talk to us if you have any ideas around content or funding. So Rippla is growing fast. We bring local entertainment to venues across the globe. And of course, you can stay at home and watch on your mobile phone screen or on your laptop. But we believe that for a shared, exciting, and engaging experience, you'll want to be part of it. Thank you.
Please don't forget to rate Daniel's pitch and the Rippla concept. yeah, transforming the way we interact with brands. And our next team has found a solution has found a problem, screaming for a solution within this program. This French professor draws a big picture, but once you get the scope, he will amaze you. Please come to the stage. Emmanuel Chalinier of byBr.
Thank you, Bas. Wow. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, dames and heren. Do you remember 20 years ago, Google just born, and your computers were looking like that? Today, we are used to typing in keywords in search fields, and mainly on our smartphone. But the web is wide. And how the new generations access information? Not like you do now. And that's the way it is. They will teach you how to go faster. We are at the end of an era. The end of using search engines every time, everywhere, as the web's gate. By 2021, digital assistants will overtake world population. And now, I'm going to ask you a question. And here we are, byBr, the digital assistant that connects you to all brands in one scan, one touch. And let me tell you how it works. With byBr, you just have to start typing or simply scan a brand name or a logo. Then you touch the brand on your screen to connect straight away with all official localized information, such as official website, official social media, official contacts, and even more. I'm Emmanuel, and with Laurent, we are both technical co-founders. I have 12 years of experience in different disciplines, which led me to become the generalist I am today, while Laurent shaped his technical expertise during 9 years. And now, after more than 7,000 hours of research and development and dedication, we are ready to enter this big game. I'll let you take notes. byBr is today ready to be rolled out in 18 countries, in all app stores, already covering more than 160,000 brands globally and constantly growing. In the next 6 months, we will push our technology to cover 2 million trademarks to make the byBr reflex a no-brainer. And while at the beginning, consumer product brands will finance all other kind of brands by generating indirect sales commissions, we will aim towards acquiring 500,000 users in the same period. From then, let's look at the future together, with voice capacities, visual product recognition, features for brands, and more to come. I also want to tell you that we've never been alone, and we are backed by the best. With Nicolas Merveillé, 20 years in computer sciences, is our tech advisor on AI graph database. Very proud also that Koen van Novak, award-winning strategist, and you already know him, right? Join us as our growth advisor to take care of the global user acquisition. And so many people who surround us, who support us, who believe in us, including my wife, she's there. I love you. And today, it's your turn. We are raising our pre-seed fund to execute the next 6 months. I'm Emmanuel, co-founder of byBr. And if you want to invest in the present for the future, please come and talk to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Please don't forget to rate using the bit.ly DD at the end. 2 Argentinians from Italy in Amsterdam. The impact from this team will be global, that's for sure. Changing the way live video content is created forever. Please welcome to the stage Sebastian from Streamix.
So 2 years ago, I was watching a Facebook Live from a friend of mine, Lucas. He's a sport journalist working for one of the biggest football news portals in South America. We're talking about 6 million followers here. And he was doing just great, super professional. But I couldn't actually pay attention on what he was saying because I had this recurring question on my head. Why a young journalist working for an all-digital media company was doing such an awful and amateur live stream? It turns out that Lucas wasn't alone. There are a lot of content producers out there having the exact same problem. Because in order to do a professional live stream, they have to buy or rent really, really expensive equipment. So complicated to use that they actually need to hire highly trained personnel. They just cannot afford it. Well, that's a thing of the past, because my friend Lucas and all those content producers can now use Streamix, because we have created an amazing video mixer in the cloud that it's easy to use, cost-effective, and runs on any browser, receiving streams from our mobile application, getting the video from your smartphone camera, or even a professional one. That easy. So I have my camera here. Why don't we give it a try? With a few seconds of delay. Well, you see. This camera now can be connected through 4G or Wi-Fi and low latency. And if you look at the screen, you will see right now we have logos there, graphics and pre-recorded videos. And as you can see, my business partner is there with a few clicks adding lower thirds and graphics with a simple click. Anyone can do it. So this is not the only way to stream. You can connect up to 6 sources, smartphones, for example. Give us, Lucas, please. Show us the audience here. Everybody say hi to the camera. Thank you for doing the cameraman today. If you look at the screen now, you will see that we have also professional features like audio and video mixing. It's that easy with a few simple clicks. I'm going to leave this here now. So who's taking advantage of all these features? Well, we have more than 8,000 minutes of real live stream. Our clients are streaming from marathons to product releases, closing ceremonies, journalism, you name it. And I'm happy to announce today that we're working side by side with Fox Sports Netherlands to create exciting new content on their digital channels. And that's because the big players are investing heavily in live stream. The last ones to arrive, Vimeo and LinkedIn this year. They all know that 5G is going to disrupt how we consume and produce content. By 2025, the streaming market size will become a $126 billion industry. So behind this project is Christian Conedera, making this demo live possible today. And myself, Sebastian Greco. We have been business partners for the past 10 years. And we are super, super lucky to have an amazing group of mentors advising us. In the coming months, we will be focused on increasing our sales here in the Netherlands and also Italy, to then go across Europe. And for that, we're getting our first round of investment of 350,000 euros. If you want to be part of the revolution of live streaming, please reach out after the beaches and let's have a chat. Thank you very much.
Please don't forget to rate the startup with the DD bit.ly behind. Yeah. I have news for you. The Vikings are coming. Our last founder brings traditional media back in the game by providing them with state-of-the-art technology. His energy and his focus and energy and dedication made him a great asset to the cohort, inspiring all of us. Please welcome to the stage Michael Maximilian Moss of Promomii.
Hello, everyone. Well, since I'm the last man on the stage, it's almost my obligation to make it short for you. But let's talk about time first. Time is that resource that works the same way for all of us, but we have no control over time whatsoever. And yet my $30 watch will show you exactly the same time as your $5,000 watch. But the value of time is different to all of us, because we only have a limited amount of time every day. What is it, 24 hours a day around? I only have 24 hours a day, I know that. Bas here, he also has only 24 hours a day. Well, there's always an exception, but this guy is one of the kind. And now, imagine that there are creatives and video editors around the world spending days and nights on video editing and manual search for different scenes when they're making trailers. And that effectively increases the price of the finished trailer in a range of 500 euros to 5,000 euros or above. Where is Thor with his red cloak? Or what does he hold his hammer? I need that scene. Where was that? And as we've heard before, the market is getting more and more saturated with content. And more players are entering the market in this digital age, fighting now for your time. And that only puts even more pressure on creatives to deliver promotional material to help the fight for your attention. I'm Michael Moss, co-founder and CEO of Promomii, AI-driven platform that helps creatives and video editors alleviate and takes that pain away from them by processing a movie, like Thor, for example, and creating not one, but multiple personalized trailers in minutes. Because one size should not fit all, right? We all have different tastes. Now, we've entered Startupbootcamp program with a few paying clients like Swedish National Channel or BBC. And here today, on the demo day, I'm happy to announce that we're establishing a collaboration across multiple European national channels, initiated by the very Dutch NPO. And I have to say this, Ehon Verhouden, thank you very much for making this happen. And not only that, we've also been approached by the largest video editing software provider, Avid, to integrate our kit into their systems. And I also have another announcement to make today. Because when I started the program, I made a promise to Bas that I will deliver, and we had a clear aim to raise £500,000 investment. And here today, I'm thrilled to announce make another announcement. Well, we have a commitment from one of our lead investors for 200,000 pounds out of those 500,000. Ladies and gentlemen, now my time is almost over. Let's watch some trailers. So, for the movie Thor, if you're a fan of Kate Blanchett, our software suggested this type of scenes. Please dim the lights.
Kneel before your queen. Away like an animal. Okay, get up. You're in my seat.
And of course, if you prefer Thor, our software would suggest you scenes like that. Now. Thank you very much for listening. If you're interested to hear more about our technology or talk about investment, follow my hammer and talk to us later.
Those were the teams, the 11 teams of this cohort this year. I hope you enjoyed. I will do some closing words later on. We still have one announcement to be made by Ruud Hendricks of Startupbootcamp. Ruud, if you can come to the stage.
Thank you very much, Bas. Hello, everybody. This is microphone 4. Thank you very much. You know, watching these startups, it makes me feel like doing another media startup myself again. I launched RTL 4, RTL 5, Sky Radio, Radio 10 in the Netherlands. But guys, it's been 10 years since I launched a media company, so maybe Patrick, if we ever think about retiring or whatever, we can start another one. Having said that, just wanted to briefly touch base with you about our FinTech and Cybersecurity program. You may have heard that we are launching the first public accelerator in the world. Our next program gives investors a unique opportunity to acquire a basket of 30 startups in one big batch. And just wanted to inform you that as of this morning, 1.7 million euros has been raised. We got 17 tickets of 37.5K to go. These are certificates of share, so depository receipts. We are going to take the company public as from November 26th and up until the 19th of November, so that's about another week. You are able to acquire these shares, 37.5K, a basket of 30 startups in the first public accelerator in the world, our FinTech and Cybersecurity program. Because you must be aware that obviously besides media, Startupbootcamp is launching numerous verticals around the globe. Just wanted to mention that. Bas, thank you very much for a great show. But before you come back on the stage, Liedewij would like to mention a few words as well. Liedewij.
Hi, Bas. You don't know this, but we have a little present for you. Because on behalf of the entire cohort, I just wanted to thank you for your passion and your drive throughout this entire 3 months. Where you, yeah, of course, clap for it. You can come on stage. And there have been some running gags. I mean, through the whole night, we've seen this. Goosebumps and tears, they've been there. You've been the pater familia, the main mentor. If you go to this website, I'm happy to announce it's live today.
Woo!
And to give everyone a little snippet of what's on that website, here's a little clip. Thank you, Bas.
Oh.
I think it should be playing. Yeah.
Dankjewel, Bas.
Vielen Dank, Bas. Weiter so. Danke, Bas.
Gracias, Bas.
Dankjewel, Bas.
Tak Basi, děkujeme ti. Koukej na nějaký správný filmy na Filmtoro.com a přejď do té Prahy konečně.
Přesně tak, a půjdeme na pivo.
Gracias, Bas.
And I want to thank you and also the rest, of course, of the SBC team.
Tak skal I have.
Dankjewel, Bas.
Dankjewel, Bas.
Dankjewel, Bas. Dankeschön, Bas.
Tot snel, mijn vriend.
Thanks, guys. Nou, ik doe that. Yeah, I'll get back to that later. Okay, guys, but before, I think I'll have 8 minutes, and then we can go to drinks. I see we've been a little bit out of time. Apologies for that. I hope you don't mind. None of this would have been possible without our lead partners, Veronica Ventures, RTL, and Moon Ventures. Veronica Ventures, after the first talks with Willemijn, well, we won't go, but things started rolling, gave us enough trust to go for it, and then we moved on and we could do it and actually build content and get some more knowledge in, and then RTL joined us and Moon Ventures. So guys, we are super grateful for your trust, but also for the cooperation, because there's from your side been a lot of effort and time invested besides the financial agreements that we had. Besides these partners, we also have a number of limited partners, as we call them. So Hans, Bo, and Erik, thank you very much for your trust, and I hope you are happy with what you've seen today. No. Okay, so, and then we obviously, I mean, I think I said it already, there's a lot of people involved in this, in running a program like this. It's like really, well, you see there today, it's big. And a few parties has really helped us. Facet 5, who is our evergreen partner on, that helps us to really get a grasp of the psychological preference profiles of the teams. We also use it in-house. I wanted to mention AWS. Kalle, you're also here today. Amazon Web Services provides in this cohort, I think, more than, well, way over €1 million in credits for hosting and artificial intelligence and other tooling that the startups can use. But besides that, and that's something I very much appreciated from a company the size of Amazon, come on, that they actually dedicate 2 guys that come to us and say, hey guys, how can we help you? And that they really help. So that's really something very cool and very much appreciated, Kalle, and I hope we can do that next year again. Yeah, we went together to the IBC. Obviously, Venture Lawyers and Schut van de Ven helped us a lot. And there's one more I would like to mention here today, is Media Matters. As a content partner, we together hosted the Client Partner Sneak Preview event, but now they also have their own matchmaking events and have invited 2 of the teams already to go there end of November. So that's very, very appreciated and a lot of pleasure we have in that collaboration. Okay, so then, this event was programmed to inspire you and also to connect. I mentioned that before, so I would like to introduce to you a few people before we go to the drinks. Mentors. I already encourage you to, yeah. So if you want to become a mentor, please come to us. But there has been numerous people this cohort that really made a big difference. I name here Jin, Henk, Cheert, Daan, Charlotte. Many people that really made a big impact on the teams, I think. And I know I forget a lot of names here. There's 2 more names I want to mention here. That's Hans and Jaime. They were sort of our mentors that were sitting with us a big part of the week and were always available for questions and sparring. Then our 2 IIRs, oh boy, am I gonna miss our weekly lunch. Huh? Lot Carolier and Arno Otto, Lot from Veronica Ventures and Arno from Moon Ventures. They really gave it a lot. Lot, you helped really out with building the pitches and with the pitching process and arranging connections for some of the teams. Arno, you gave it all. Thank you so much for what you've done, I think, on behalf of probably 100% of the team. So that's very special, guys, what you've done. Thank you so much. And then, of course, we have our facilitators. There's a few here in the room. Yeah, well, I think Cohen deserves definitely one big hand, guys. Come on. Because also when we discussed whether I would run a media accelerator, I did have one condition that was between us, that Koen would support us in the first flow of the program. Thank you so much, Koen. I'm super proud. I've collaborated with my cousin and my best friend, Juriaan, who's not here now. He's kiting in Brazil. Good for him. But that was really a great show you gave. And talking about giving show, these ladies here are Anna Heiker, our coaching pitch, and Free van Hoofd van Huisduinen, our stage presence coach. Thank you so much for what you've done. I mean, I don't know who of you were... yeah, sorry. I was just going to say that the difference between what we saw on final selection days and here is really big, and there's a lot of credits, well, mainly all credits, except for the hard work, guys, going to you guys. And then, of course, there's the Startupbootcamp team. Sirap and Thyra, as the operations team, it wouldn't have been possible without you. All the planning that's being done, all the communication that's been done, all the meetings, all the scheduling, it's been really a lot. Preparing the decks for the weeklies, it's been really a lot. Coralie, I think you're the best event manager Startupbootcamp has ever had. Tasneem, my ghost LinkedIn writer, thank you so much, Tas, for what you've done in the past and still doing. Carolina for the beautiful design, because it's really, really beautiful, Carolina, thank you. Eva for all the communication, Brenda for all the communication, social media, and then, of course, Max in the back for today, and everybody I didn't mention, because we don't have time for that. So, I would give it a really big hand. But then, before we go to drinks, there's a big group I want to address. Guys, it was a big pleasure working with you. I'm not going to make this long, but it has been so inspiring. Oh, fuck it. I love you guys. It was really great. Thank you. So I would suggest, we have this one big photo moment at the end of this day, and it's going to be a photo for all the team and all the startups to cherish forever. So feel free to walk out to the bar. I suppose the beers are cold and the water as well. So feel free to take a walk already. We do our picture moment here. And hold on, one request, maybe. Do you think can you make one from maybe here? Just because otherwise it's just a picture of us, and it would be nice if we have one of you guys as well. Dim the lights. Oh yeah, with me. Yeah. Woo!
One more time if you wave this way.
Hey! Thank you so much. Okay, guys. Oh, please, 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 go to the teams. Don't feel shy. Or, I mean, please, also if you have a silly question or a weird remark, go to them because they really want to get to know you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.